I want to see game number 1 of today's TI9 Jungle Jam. We're looking to cover 7 matches today. The first of 7 coming up now. Now remember, these are replays. Of course, this happened a couple days ago, so we've got an observer with us, and we're going to be giving him some instructions along the way. David, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I think we want to 2x our way through this draft. I do want to watch it for context, but feel free to speed us up a little bit so we can see these guys come out.
I definitely skipped the draft when I was watching this.
Just go to 8th pick.
I can't remember. Someone tweeted, did OG random at the end of the draft?
They randomed their playoff opponent, right? They coin flipped on it.
Really?
Yeah. This is how OG are playing. They're just doing like random stuff because they can.
It's not actually random.
Okay. Still, that's.
But they could, if they wanted to.
Maybe. It depends what random you get, I suppose.
They're a little bit more methodical than that.
I mean, if you're gonna random, you have to random the first pick, right?
Yes. Normally, yeah.
Everything else is a disaster.
Build your draft around whatever chaotic pick you have to mix in. And of course, NIP, one of the more disappointing group stage performances. One of 2 teams to find an early exodus at TI9. Big time bummer there. I would call that one an upset. Was anybody expecting NIP to perform that way? Anybody here want to go with I called it?
Wouldn't really say anyone called it. More all the teams are pretty close, so it's just whoever shows up, and it didn't really seem like they did. So
Do you think this is one of the most competitive TIs we've had in terms of team skill?
It's probably the most competitive one so far. Yeah.
Based on how the group stage turned out, that's a pretty fair statement.
Even the teams people thought were weak are just showing up.
So why is Wisp getting through, though? That is one of the questions. As soon as I first saw that headline of Terry Wisp does it again, like, wait, isn't Wisp good, like, even as a support? Why is this hero still making it into drafts?
And it got hit heavy with the nerfs for the position 4, right?
Yeah.
Everyone got real upset with that, and then it kind of disappeared for a bit.
It became pretty hard to play as a 4. I think the current meta, it might still work because 4s don't really do anything in laning phase right now. You just kind of look at things and wait to get levels.
Pull creep waves.
Yeah.
And which nerfs are we talking about? Are we talking about like the Aghanim Scepter changes, or was there's more to that?
The slow and the damage on the orbs.
Yeah, there was a lot of nerfs in a row.
The regen on level 130 is really bad now.
Yeah.
It used to be like 100 and something, and it's 60% level 1, so it's way worse than like.
I mean, haven't we learned, though, throughout the test of time with Dota that no matter how much you nerf Wisp, that hero just still finds a way back into the meta somehow? I mean, hasn't that been the story ever since I started watching TI?
Yeah, but I mean, we can talk about the draft now.
If you want to. I mean, we know we're talking about a hero that's coming, so it's relevant.
Sure. No, I mean, IO gets to the draft because there's just too many things to ban right now against OG. Like, you can't give him Mensch, can't give him Chen, don't want to give him Mag.
I think
really like playing around this idea of just making one hero really strong.
Yeah,
so.
Chen is kind of similar to IO because I think he got nerfed and everyone's like, okay, now Chen is garbage. But then people started running Chen and he had like 85% win rate in the groups. So it's kind of like you overlook the hero a little bit, you overlook how strong it is even after the nerfs.
Yeah.
It's like people are so good at pushing out waves now and controlling map. Having a hero like IO or Chen that can just drag someone off of like one of the side lanes and bring them to like a Roche fight.
Global mobility is really strong right now.
Yeah. Yeah, Chen, I feel like, has that dynamic that he just breaks the game. He gives you those mechanics that no other hero has, sort of like that Bat Rider syndrome. The techies. And Marana, the other one coming up in this group stage.
See, that's the interesting one for me. We saw it a little bit in EU, like Tier 2, TI qualifiers, but Marana came out. And I'm wondering how much influence like playing Chinese pubs has on some of these teams. Because IO apparently was real popular in Chinese pubs. Mirana has been super popular.
Yeah.
And then we see them starting to pop up in these pro drafts.
I think it definitely has an influence. Yeah. Like every region has their own pub meta. So when you go in this case it's China for TI and you start playing completely new pub metas, you're like, maybe that hero does work.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for support for Clinks. Apparently it's super popular in China, but that one still didn't. I don't think Clinks was even picked.
What's the build on 4 Clinks though?
I think you just go the Bassi, the offlane. You start with the Sage's Mask, get the Bassi, and then you get like Blightstone and Rush Axe.
Go Medallion.
Yeah, Medallion into Axe usually.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
Wow, they snagged Slark here as the carry for NIP.
Yeah.
How do you guys? Where does Slark rank in your sort of power rankings of ones right now?
I think
top
really
10.
High.
I don't know if it's top 5.
I would say top 5.
Top
really?
5?
Okay.
I think
I don't have a good opinion about carry heroes.
I think he lanes better than most people think. It's just about matchups. I think you have to kind of expect the support in the offlane, and if you think, like, if he's melee, which I think it's 3 and 4 here, or offlane 4 because Seb plays it, you're going to be okay.
All right, Axe, a go-to against Slark.
No. No offlane Treant, I guess.
Yeah.
Axe, Shadow Demon, kind of a cool combo there.
I actually thought the tree pick was interesting in this game. I've missed a lot of the group stage.
Yeah.
So I don't know if OG's been running this tree a lot, but I think it's a really strong response to the Mirana ET. So that's the pick I thought was really interesting in this draft.
Can you explain why?
I say break it down for the noobs in the room.
The tree armor is just really strong against these heroes that want to, like, in the case of Mirana, you want to hit an arrow and kill someone in the stun, so then you're just tree armored. You don't die anymore. It's the same against Lena's, Storms, etc. Just that little bit of extra EHP makes you not die to the jump and turn.
Okay. All about those break points, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
What about Abaddon? Like, wasn't Abaddon supposed to be like the combo breaker from Mirana? Like,
Yeah, but he has to stand next to you.
yeah,
That
that's
range
Global
buff.
living armor.
Oh.
That's true.
It's also super handy having someone who can like defend tier 1s. Like Treant on his own, can living armor tier 1, then stand in front of it and stop people pushing.
And it's not like NIP push very well with the heroes that they have right now.
Yeah, like you see Mirana ET and you're thinking, right, they don't have any tower push yet.
Tree's still really strong against every hero NIP has. Even Slark, as soon as you dark packed, even if you're in your ult, you just get rooted.
NIP have serious pushing problems. You're definitely right, Gary.
No.
How do you kill structures with this?
Kill enemy heroes first. Like,
Even so, I mean, this is a pretty slow sieging team.
I actually haven't seen a lot of push this event.
Really?
Most people are just using catapults.
Oh, that's the go-to. Huh?
Yeah.
Living armor, the catapult. All right.
Yeah.
Catapult.
Alacrity to catapult.
I like
Bloodlust, Alacrity,
Yeah.
just get it going.
Has there been any support Invoker? I heard people talking about that
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
TI9.
I
But
think like 6 or 5.
all right, and it's looked pretty good. I've heard. I think Trent's quote in our podcast was quote, "It's busted." Alacrity and all the buffs. It's no, not busted category.
It's pretty good. The problem with that hero has always been it lanes terribly. So
I think what saved the hero is the Tome of Knowledge being way better and having 2. Because before, as a support invoker, you would lane okay, but it would be like level 4 or 5, and you feel super useless. But with the Tome, you would almost go to level 7, and then the hero starts becoming really good. And I think the 2 tomes is what actually made the hero good.
All right, our final picks: Wisp for OG, no surprise, and Bat Rider for
no
NIP.
surprise.
No surprise. All right, so we'll take it back down to normal speed as we get in. Actually, you can speed us up to the lanes here, David. I don't know. Any thoughts about the draft, boys, on paper? You know, if you were casting this live, would you have been like, easy game for OG? I know this. Or would you be like, what are they going to do with this Wisp?
I would see the bat as a huge problem in this game for OG.
And the chain stuns, right? They've got so many nice ways to set up. Burrow Strike, Stomp, Arrow. They don't lack damage.
OG has a lot of peel, though. They have the SD Banish, the Tree Armor we already talked about. Aside from Slark and Bat, a kind of Sand King. Sandstorm does it a little bit, but you can't really get rid of this Tree Armor.
Even the Eye of Feather can prevent people from like being bursted from the lockdown of NIP, right? You have a lot of save if you think about it.
And having like counter initiation from Axe, like Blink Calling, whoever's trying to, like if you chain stung someone, very likely you're kind of dogpiled on them. Opens up nice Axe calls.
And we definitely learned from last TI that the percentage damage reduction with Tree Armor is pretty busted. People don't expect it.
Jerax tree as we get in. So we'll go back to regular speed here, at least for now, as we watch the lanes and enjoy our first match of TI9 Jungle Jam. Reminder, folks, today is our intro day where we're going over the group stage. Starting tomorrow, we'll be covering the matches that had just happened the night prior. So if you're wondering why we're covering this stuff from so long ago, it's because nothing happened last night. It was break day at TI. Uh-oh, we got to pause here.
Yikes.
I was actually talking with... it was
Reactions
you, right?
Yeah, it was me.
In Dota 1, apparently when you were watching a replay, it would cut all the pauses, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
And we don't have the technology for that yet, apparently.
The auto skip pause. That was a nice feature. I remember that.
Yeah.
What are the options for NIP here?
Lane-wise,
In terms of lanes?
Yeah, in terms of lanes. Is there any trickery, or is this one pretty straightforward?
I think you can do pretty much anything. You mainly want to match up Bat. Well, Bat's fine everywhere.
You don't have options on mid, right? They like has to be Mirana mid.
I've seen people put Slark mid if it's a melee.
Okay.
But in this case, it's a Wind Ranger, so you probably are forced to put the Mirana there.
Does Slark win most melee matchups just straight up, or is it still kind of conditional?
I think he at least splits most of the time, especially in the mid lane. Most mid laners, if they're going to lose, just leave.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But, yeah. NIP. The interesting part I found was that the bat wasn't the core of this game. I think the Shadow Demon makes it a little hard to get lassos, but the bat should be able to take over lanes, and I'm fairly certain it was played by Soxa this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I feel like a Sand King roaming around is a lot more powerful than a bat in this game.
Hey, you do have the saves and IO can tether away. Wind Ranger can just win run, so really hard to lock someone down.
Jungle Jam!
You are watching the Jungle Jam.
Jungle Jam!
In case you weren't sure of what event this is.
That's
Good
still my
branding.
favorite hero voice line, the Treant one. I'm really freaking out. It's really good. It's one of the basic ones. Like, you don't even need to be like level 20 or anything.
The ET one, get off my lawn. That is, that's the greatest.
Yeah, that's prime. Is that how expensive is that? How many levels are we talking?
That's only silver tier.
oh,
It's
okay.
really
That's just
easy.
silver tier.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not even
Yeah.
easy peasy.
I'm glad people have started using sprays now. Like, yeah, exactly. Thompson's dropping the loser sprays. Like,
I saw that. Yeah.
so very, very rarely do we see it.
Yeah. I think this matchup, I'm actually not positive, but I think it's fairly hard for Mirana in the lane.
Yeah.
You never really have kill potential unless you hit a nice arrow. And you get out harassed.
Especially if Wind Ranger beats you to like double null or single null.
Let's watch this mid matchup a little bit and see how it fares. Hobson on Fada.
I don't think much happens at the level 1 area. It's mostly just harass.
That's on you,
That
Andrew.
one's on me,
Yeah.
100%. Dive the axe there. No, not
Don't even
dive.
try to blame the Observer.
They stop him from cutting the wave. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. That is one of the reasons you have this bat 4, is you can't really lane cut against a bat. You're forced to teleport very quickly as soon as he's level 2, but he actually managed to do that with just Firefly there.
Look at all the
It's kind of
creeps.
surprising.
I feel like when I see a Bat Rider these days, I never know what items he's going to build. Is you have that sort of old school mobility with the Blink Force, but that seems to be not so popular anymore, but pops out on occasion.
They still try to rush travels like no matter what position
Yeah.
you are, right?
Yeah, it's either that or the drums, Tranquil's
Yeah.
build.
Like if you're losing, you go kind of like Brown Boots, Wind Lace, and then see where you're going. If you can suddenly get 2,000 gold, hey, travels.
Your game is instantly improved if you're able to buy the bots, no matter what items you follow it up with.
I guess it's when do you build drum? Maybe that's a more pointed question on Bat Rider.
If you're getting destroyed.
Oh, so it's a recovery item.
Because it's like small incremental items, right? You can just keep buying all the little bits.
Yeah, and you join with your team, you pop drums, you're gonna be able to do something with very little gold.
Yeah.
I'm not much of a team player, so I don't normally buy drums on that hero.
You mentioned the Sand King roaming, and I'm starting to wonder now, like, the Mirana can't do anything. Like, she loses a lane in the vacuum. She's got no kind of roamers to actually come and help her out.
Yeah.
That's
I
rough.
think NIP here just has to kind of do very well in their safe lane, but even though they ended up killing the Axe who was backlaning, it ends up sending in 3 creep waves towards him, it looked like, so he's going to get EXP at least. He'll probably end up feeding a bit, but he'll have a game, whereas it didn't really look like Sand King was able to do much top, so they had to move ET over.
How can you feed with a tree on your team? Look at him! So powerful.
Well, you lane against a bat. You can feed with anything if you lane against a bat.
Yeah.
Small instances of damage, Gary B. That's how you counter the tree.
All right, questions, if you.
Yeah.
If
Oh, that
you
was so
get
nice.
pounced by Slark, can you tether away, or are you locked?
I don't think you can anymore.
Because that's pretty good, right? Like if you're a carry, few carries can actually deal with bounce without like BKB.
That's an interesting mechanic, yeah.
I wonder if it works.
I don't think you can.
Pretty big dive here from NIP, though. Pressure onto No Tail.
Nice.
Drops the spray. Gets a little branding down there before he falls. Well done.
PPD,
Giving
a
it to
classic 5, giving it to the offlaner.
Selfless.
What a man.
Oh! Come on, Ace.
That's fine. Sometimes, you know, you just miss pounce. But yeah, Ace has the 2 points up in Essence Shift, so he's going to start doing pretty well in this lane, even though it's against an X. Every time he hits him, he's just going to get more and more stacks, obviously.
And Treant's getting zoned by Bat
We
pretty
might
well.
need to turn down our in-game music a little bit. I can hear it through the speakers, how loud it is. So, oh yeah,
yeah,
okay.
there
that'll
it
be,
is.
get it down to like, no.
25, 30.
All right, the audience goes wild. All right, yeah. Maybe a little more there, champ. Yeah, there you go. That looks good.
Nice.
Just keep going.
I like Dota music, though. You have some
I
great
like it a
music
lot, but
tracks.
100% is, that's a lot of Dota music.
It's a little much. And it looks like this lane for NIP is getting much better ever since ET came up here. They obviously have a lot more threat with Sand King stun into Spirit Stomp, although I don't even think he has Stomp. Looks like he has Aura.
So Helm of the Dominator is the first item queued up for the Wisp. Okay.
Become a speedy boy.
It's just so good. Like it's.
You don't need boots.
Yeah, you don't need boots basically. 440 move speed.
It was a really common build for IO when he was popular as a 4, and then they kept nerfing Dominator, so you kept wanting to buy it slightly less.
We even saw like a fair amount of like mid IO in like
Yeah.
EU pubs going Helm Rush.
Yeah, I think they actually, you know, I don't want to spoil, so never mind. But I think the build they go is very similar to the build Topson ends up going on this carry IO.
Okay.
Although I think Topson buys one of the items a little bit later.
This mid lane seems pretty even.
Yeah, it is mostly just a harass lane, but the Wind Ranger is inevitably going to get a couple more denies.
Yeah, and I think the Wind Ranger, like the Mirana probably has to buy more region than the Wind Ranger, right? Because she harasses way easier.
Yeah, like net worth difference probably like
Yeah, can we get a
300,
net
400
worth?
or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you're gonna buy Sal's because that power shot hurts so much, and Mirana doesn't have a lot of HP.
I'm also just a little more afraid of a Wind Ranger, all things equal. You know, farming equally. Maybe I underestimate the Mirana, but you missed that arrow. I'm just laughing with confidence, dude.
Yeah, there's a couple of core players that really like the core Miranas too. I think Nana. I cannot remember. I think it's Ori that also likes to play mid Mirana, but
We've
I
seen
really
Maybe
don't
do it
understand.
as well. I don't
Yeah.
know about this TI, but Maybe definitely loves it.
I don't think I understand exactly why those players like it so much, because I prefer Moonlight Shadow is what makes the hero, and the changes to sentries.
And haven't some people been experimenting with like Spellcaster Mirana, the
Yeah.
Aghanims?
Yeah.
Is there any right-click Mirana happening, or like is it still kind of 50-50? Where are we on that item meta?
I think if it's a support, it's generally the Spellcaster Mirana, trying to get that early Ags, clear creep waves, be annoying. And I think if it's in the mid lane, it's generally the right-click Mirana.
Okay. It's good to know. Dust here on Jerax. It'll be a tall order to survive this one, I think.
But they've brought 2 cores down to kill a tree. Like Ace isn't bot, Fada's not mid,
Yeah, he's dead.
but they got the tree.
You got him.
Yeah, that score's super deceptive. The Eye was just farming
So
3
meanwhile
stacks
in the
there.
Yeah, does Anna just farm jungle now?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, pretty much.
OG is really good about stacking in general. I don't think they're as good as Alliance is, but OG definitely stacks their jungle slightly more than you would ever expect. And
Yeah, PPD probably going down here. No!
The
Nice
power shot.
sidestep.
Yep.
Brought the Jordans.
Speedy boy.
So OG brought 2 cores and didn't kill the support guys.
Oh, or did they? 33. Pressure onto Ana. Very low on mana. That was an epicenter, actually.
If only his stick was off CD.
Okay.
Like that's such a smart move. Like you get rooted, and his immediate reaction is just to start epicenter. Like he's
Yeah.
so fast in his decision-making situations.
He's honestly probably pre-planned it going into the situation.
True.
This is really a pretty good start for NIP. 7 minutes in, 3-0, about a 2K net worth lead.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good. The Sand King looks like he's just queuing up a Veil. Between that and the ET Aura, these Mirana, Starfalls, the Bat Rider are all going to do a bunch of damage. The only thing no, it's looking pretty good for them so far.
So far. Off to a good start. And what's the Slark building?
Midas.
Okay, Midas first. Shadow Blade is pretty dead on this hero, huh?
Yeah, people like the drums diffusal or like Midas diffusal way more.
It's more of a 4/5 item now. So you see people going for it if you need a Silver Edge later on. But the Diffusal Blade is really core. Sometimes you see the drums instead of the Midas, depending on the game, which in hindsight...
Nah, you buy Midas.
Yeah?
He's having a really nice game here.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
the most farmed hero on the map by a considerable margin, and there's nothing that can really pressure him too much in the near future, so you just buy Midas. All carry players feel way better if they buy this item.
Yeah.
He might have actually been able to go it a little bit sooner, but I think it's fine.
You're playing it safe.
Yeah, a lot of intermediary items.
Yeah.
I always like Midas on heroes like Slark that just love the attack speed, too. You know, obviously it's a farming item, but helps him a little bit.
Yep. And this hero really thrives with levels, too.
Yeah, his talents are insane.
That's another good point. What are the Slark talents? Can we get a little mouse over and refresh the plebeians out there that don't play Slark?
The 25 is the better one, I think, with the more timing essence shift, but the level 20, people actually stopped going for the Pounce Leash because they nerfed it so much. I saw a lot of
longer duration.
I think it was like 2.5. The talent was
Yeah.
2.5, and Pounce used to last more. So it was like 5 seconds of Pounce. It was insane.
Yeah. I think it was like 3 and then 2.
Yeah,
and
I
then
think it
1.
was 3.
So eventually you just take the other talent.
The telltale sign of a truly broken talent.
Yeah.
Nice D ward there. So what do you think? Should we fast forward a little bit here, boys? A lot of farming. Should we 2x for a couple minutes, see what happens?
Are there runes? I think
Are
the
there
Rune
runes?
fight.
Okay.
36.
There
Yeah,
should be a
it's-
rune fight coming up.
All right. Patience.
Generally, these teams aren't going for 2 for 2 anymore. They try and greed a third rune, so something ends up happening.
Okay.
OG's already set up with ward sentry though, so this Moonlight might get back killed.
Oh, look at this from OG, too. They're just backing up.
What does Axe have, actually? Not going
Set
I
up.
don't think he has a lot.
I try to turn onto Ace. Arrow. Oh, just barely clips him.
Nice arrow. That's very cool.
Okay.
1 permanent agility.
And what did the rune spread end up being? Did it go even?
That's a great question.
1 for NIP, 1 for OG, 3 for NIP.
Yeah.
All right.
they're doing pretty well.
Yeah, that's a nice gold lead.
They're in solid control of this game right now.
What's the timing for OG here? You get
IO Ags.
IO Ags in level 15.
I mean, it looks like it, yeah. He's got Ags queued up straight away.
I mean,
What else do you need?
It's okay. For real though, it's like Blink on Axe. It's IO Ags level 15. It's Wind Ranger with Ags level 20. In general, Wind Ranger buying a Javelin normally helps a lot.
can we check the IO skill build? Because his level 10 talent is really good. I wonder if he maxes the overcharge over Thatcher to...
Yeah,
He maxes it.
I'm actually not sure.
Yeah, because I think that's a pretty good timing. IO level 10. 45 damage plus 140 attack speed is insane.
Yeah, it is. What's the other talent now? Ball slow, right?
Oh,
He
do
might
people
end up taking that
Oh,
one.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Because you go Ags.
Especially when you're going the Ags.
Yeah.
How much of a slow is it?
I think it's
Actually, I'm not
80%.
sure. It's a lot.
It's a lot, though.
Yeah,
It's not that
okay.
long.
60 or 80. It used to be 100, I think.
Yeah. All I know is it used to be part of the spell in general,
Yes.
and that's when you saw it played as a 4 a lot more. And that's also one of the reasons it got stopped being played.
It was way too good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, they find a little pick on Ana. Man, if I were NIP right now, I would be feeling so good. You killed this Wisp who's just been farming in the jungle. Your Slark is still just free farming away with a Midas.
Your Sand King's like ready to fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sand King's back in this game now. He got a lot out of the top lane.
He's got a Veil of Discord
Like,
already.
to
Love this item.
To contest him now, they've got to bring like 3 heroes plus Sentry Dust.
Yeah.
So much commitment to try and deal with 3-3. You just leave your tier 1 top and try and play elsewhere.
I think it was Brax that said that he usually carries Quelling Blade and Sentries on his Sand King. So if people bring Sentries, he can actually take them down, and they cannot kill the Sand King unless they have Dust as well.
Force the enemy supports into carrying Quelling Blades too, so
Like-
you can win the battle with sentries.
We saw a lot of like Sand King 3s go off lane with 2 sentries to start the game, right?
Yeah.
2 sentries tangos.
I actually think support should buy Quelling Blades anyway, especially 5s.
Yeah.
It's a really useful item on 5s.
For
especially
killing
positional
wards or
ones.
just positioning in trees or
Killing
always-
wards, positioning in trees,
Like, it used to-
killing their sentry before yours, killing wards without
You
breaking
have free
smoke,
slots anyways.
you know.
It used to be like a core item on 5 AA. Like you just go like
Yeah.
Tranquil's Quelling, hide in trees somewhere.
Killing wards without breaking smoke. That's a nice little utility.
Yeah.
Huh.
There's a lot of useful things. You break trees on high ground to ward.
And there's that dire ward spot in the dire jungle where you need to break the tree to place it on the high ground.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a really useful item.
We saw that in the qualifiers, I remember. Oh, right. Gonna find a Bat Rider here. Easy pickoff.
So is that their play to take tier 1 bot? Or are they just trying to find kills?
I think they're just trying to take control of the area right now. They probably know that they're going to try and kick Seb out because he's been cutting this wave and going to the jungle with it.
Why is Slark's Midas so late? He just got it at 13 minutes? So
Treads,
Okay,
Wraith
full
Band.
treads.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a
Full
wand.
treads, full wand, Wraith Band. It's a little much.
Interesting. Nice setup here. Arrow to follow up. That is a dead Wind Ranger.
It's a good kill.
That's such a good start for an MP.
Oh, and they get a kill onto Jerax also. 7-1 now.
Hadouken.
Ooh, does hit him.
He's got-
fine.
Oh.
He's not fine.
Super
Uh-oh.
fine.
The great bait.
So fine.
See ya later.
So you bring 2 heroes and you 1v2s you.
Yeah. Yeah, that probably feels pretty bad. But from what I've heard, OG doesn't feel bad.
They just wipe it off immediately. Guys, no big deal. It's
Yeah,
fine.
there's like next play.
It's fine.
What do we do next? Let's
I mean,
defend tier 1. You know?
There's something to be said for that mentality, man. TI is a long event. I mean, you know that better than the rest of us, Z-Freak. It's a lot of Dota you got to get through.
Yeah, it's a long time.
I think, beside the fact that NIP doesn't have a lot of tower push, they have so much way to drag the creeps from the tower as OG, right? You have Shadow Demon, the balls from IO,
Battle Hunger.
Battle Hunger, and Power
Like
Shot.
legitimately.
Yeah, and then you just armor the 3 and armor the tower. It's so hard for them to push.
I really like this Axe build, I just want to say. I started playing this hero a lot in the off lane, and this is the build I always like to go. Just phase boots, stick, and a blink dagger. It feels like you hit your timing really early, even when you have a shit game. And, you know.
Yeah, sometimes you go Vanguard, you feel so bad.
Yeah.
You cannot do anything.
I don't like Vanguard on that hero anymore.
Doesn't it give you crazy farming potential, though? Can't you kill, like, ancient stacks and just, like, run
but
around the jungle?
Then you're
Kill
not a
him
hero,
anyway.
right?
Yeah, like you're an offlaner. You just want to run at people and,
Yeah.
and just, like, create space for everyone else.
That's fair.
I think it's mainly creep waves are just super valuable, but it looks like there's just a fight for the bounty and there's the Axe. Blinking in for the first kill.
Nice. Reveal the... I guess he's had the blink.
They knew.
They knew. It's just 15 minutes. Yeah, big surprise. And Mirana with a Javelin, so she's getting close to her Maelstrom.
Yeah. This is where, you know, there's the two kinds of Mirana players. Oh, it looks like there's another setup on Ana.
Arrow on the way. Whoa, from downtown.
Thompson, actually.
That's that chain stun, right? So nice when they're going on single targets and there's no tree, no Shadow Demon nearby.
Gang, knowing the ending in this game is actually making it more hype for me. It is a 6K deficit at 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And somehow
OG is going to start getting their way back into this game. But
All right, let's spoil this a little bit. Yeah, click on the IO. What do we...
yeah, what do we got on the wisp
1,600 gold from Axe.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
For the
Level
staff
12.
first.
3 levels and 1,600 gold. This is like when Morphling buys Ags, you know. Just things change.
Your Morphling Earthshaker timing.
Yeah.
Okay, and the game is just ours now, so...
Yeah.
Wait a second. If you draft IO and Morphling, and you build eggs on the Morphling,
And you tether each other.
you become... Okay. TI winning strike, guys.
that used to,
IO
you know, that used
Morphling.
to break the game.
Yeah, I wanted to do that at TI5.
Did you actually?
Yeah. It's pretty funny. If both of them are taking damage, they just heal forever.
Yeah.
Wow. That sounds pretty good. They'll
And
find the Wisp again up
Yeah,
top.
yeah.
The high prize target, dude. This is the hero that they want to shut down. They know Ana's farming. More great rotations.
It actually looks like NIP's in full control of the game right now. OG's kind of forced to just crowd around their tower that they want to defend.
Yeah, like you look at the ward coverage, NIP have like full control of north side of the
Ooh,
map.
nice. Nice disruption.
Right there with the lasso. Follow up. They want this Thompson kill, but can they actually get it? He's going to make it out.
The power of the defensive supports in this situation. I'm actually curious what Tree's skill build is. Because he definitely didn't have tree armor earlier, but yeah, okay. He went 2-1 and then maxed it out.
I mean, they only took one tower on side of OG, right? Only the top tier one? I mean, you say they're in full control, but are they even if they cannot even breach tier ones?
Generally, you didn't draft any push in this game, so you have to use the catapults, and it looks like they weren't able to use the 15-minute catapult effectively because they were killing people in other places on the map. So it's pretty hard to push towers in general, but you still have full control of the enemy jungle. You know they aren't in your own jungle because you are killing them in their jungle.
Okay.
So you're probably feeling pretty good. Now, yeah. So that goes for
Just
the
need to
Echo server.
invade.
Echo Silver, huh?
Do you think OG is feeling much pressure right now? Or are they just happy as a clam, farming away? They know their timing, so they're cool. I mean, they don't seem to be panicking at all, but...
When you know your window and you know these items are going to hit like the same time, I don't think you're too worried.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not like they
Like-
will have to worry about high ground anytime soon.
Like you'll be afraid of
Pretty
NIP
worried.
just like running at you a bit.
You're OG, so you're not really worried. But if you're other teams, you're pretty worried. Someone on your team is thinking, wow, this game sucks.
Well, up top, we'll see another fight. Again, 33-1, taking a lot of damage.
Relocate?
Here's the power of that global.
Looks like they'll find the Sand King first. There's your Earth Splitter. Seb, the next casualty.
Like Axe is the first one to get gone on and he just died. Took them so long through living armor and disruption.
And also the relocate. Kind of just cause some confusion. There isn't really that much damage on NIP until the Slark gets stacks or you lead in with an epicenter, but they do have a lot of stun.
And now NIP, like they've invaded, they've got a kill, they didn't push tier 2, they've got to kind of reset, and OG have already gone down to that Radiant jungle and shoved tier 1. And done some good damage to it down bottom.
Yeah.
What it feels like is when there was only one OG hero alone, you just get the Echo Stomp into Arrow and into ult and you kill anyone. But when there's more heroes, it's way harder for NIP to lock anyone down.
Yeah. That's why the NIP's been killing on the side lanes a lot. OG's been kind of just trying to think of the word. You know, hanging out next to their tier 1 tower. Let's go with hanging out.
Playing notes.
Waiting
You know,
to react.
They're trying to protect like 2 or 3 jungle camps on each side of the mid tower and keep the mid tower alive for the most part. And then if you're in the side lane, you're just on your own. You know, you kill the creep wave. If you die for it, you die for it. And that's life.
2 item pickups now. The Aghanims for the Wisp comes out, and then also the Maelstrom on the Wind Ranger. 2 big timings here.
Yeah.
Time to smoke and go.
This is where OG can start fighting back.
Oh, no need to smoke when runes are spawning, right?
Bat Riders go straight in, and they were ready and waiting for it. Treant's there. Follow up from NIP. Now Wisp in the party. Close fight so far. Both sides taking big damage.
Here come the orbs.
Yeah, the Wisp balls.
Here comes Io.
Here's the cleanup. Oh my!
Man.
Now the Bat Rider's gonna fall. That's
Absolute
a 1 for 3.
Monster. Like 3-3 went on the Wind Ranger to try and zone out Thompson, and the rest of OG just swarm around them.
Yeah.
Can we get the team fight recap?
And you see that Slark isn't even involved in this fight, but all 5 members of OG are in that.
Okay. Yeah, that was pretty much the Wisp show.
Yeah. Yeah. That's probably the surprise factor of you don't really know what to expect.
So he does how much
Ags
damage?
IO. Like they definitely clicked on him at one point where he's pushing the creep wave with Ags, and they're like, okay, Io has Ags, but you don't really think, oh shit.
Yeah.
Io has Ags. He also, we actually missed it. He has everything maxed out now. We never got to solve. He maxed Tether or Overcharge first.
Oh yeah. He looks like Overcharge. I think that was our observer's signal there.
Thanks.
Oh, I think another reason why carry IO is more viable is that there's a
Blade won't finish on the Axe.
Are we okay?
Like, look at how many OG players are there.
Yep.
That's what they're so good at, is having numbers advantage just appear out of nowhere almost.
I mean, talk about your all-time backfire, though. That was right after the Shadow Blade was complete. That was like the Shadow Blade reveal.
Yeah.
And they just shut him down completely.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons the Shadow Blade isn't really picked up on Sark that much, is if you go it, you can't really team fight. Like, it's kind of a waste of gold as far as team fights go for the most part. You don't have that BKB, you don't have the defusal, and you're just alone.
Like, did he go Echo here to be tankier against Axe Pull?
I think
Over like Diffusal Blade? That's
I
how it
think
feels,
so.
right?
Yeah. And
It's like, I need an Ogre Axe, guys.
I mean, you definitely, no matter what you buy, you're going to feel bad playing against this Axe taunt. But the build Ace win, he doesn't really have the damage to kill anyone on his own, even though he has a Shadow Blade. It's kind of why people stop going it.
like, this is a terrible Slark game if you think about it. You have power, like, if you usually use Shadow Dance and you feel invincible, but there's Power Shot, there's infinite IO balls. Like, there's nothing that actually saves him.
Spin, call.
He just needs BKB this game, really hard.
Yeah.
But even BKB is not good for Sax, so you feel terrible anyways.
This is where they realize that Io does a lot of magic damage, and 3-3 is just like, I'm buying pipe, guys. I've had enough.
Maybe it's too late, though.
Another setup. Ana is nearby. Jerax's going to be the first target. Another Moonlight Shadow to start this off. Nice stun from 33, but another defensive disruption from No Tail. Breaks up the fight, gives the Wisp the reset, but he goes down. It's 3 dead for OG. NIP's fight all day. They will lose PPD, but I think an acceptable loss, assuming Ace can make it out. They're
Look
gonna
at his
try to
back.
chase him
The
down.
buyback
Oh
instantly
my
from
god.
OG.
And Pounce.
Untethered.
Oh, a shackle. Okay, he's done. Yep.
Shadow Dance doesn't mean anything to him.
And that's your 10k net worth Slark just being chased down.
Yeah. OG did use 2 buybacks there.
Yes.
It ends up worth it. They kill the enemy carry, and I believe they're going to get a tier 1 out of this. And Anna's just going to keep running around the map.
Casual dieback, no no biggie.
Real casual.
Okay, that's not
90
great.
seconds on the sideline. All right.
I'll be honest, that's just classic.
The bloodthirst.
You know, that just happens.
All right, that's actually better for NIP than I thought, because...
And OG doesn't end up getting the tier 1 top either, it looks like. They were
Yeah.
wanting to help Anna. No.
Okay.
The Wisp feels very glass cannony to me. You know, like he is pretty tanky, but he's killable. You know, he's not that survivable compared to his damage. I think it's the damage output that's like, whoa.
If you can stunlock the hero to death, it's pretty swishy, but if you get overcharge off, it reduces a lot of damage.
Yeah, I guess that's
Yeah.
fair.
And he's going BKB, apparently. Either BKB or Maelstrom.
Yeah. I actually might not have seen this game.
Yeah,
But there were a couple Wisp games, to be fair.
yeah, I think that's the second or third that OG played.
Because Thompson played it also, right? This is the Ana Wisp, so...
Oh, Thompson played Wisp at one point.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It's a lot of games.
I know that Anna played 2. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the dark part of the TI group stage. Every year, I turn it on. I'm like, okay, 4 games at once. Oh, there's another 4 games at once. At the end of the day, I just feel like I don't even know what I watched. I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
It was just all big plays.
Overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And this year, like, the games are so good. Oh, there's 9 memorable games today.
Yeah, exactly.
NIP, once again, no real tower push, so they're just diving past the tower. But I think they should be able to kill the tower at this point. Actually,
fact-
lighting
That T1 tower being left so bad for me.
But it looks like they're just moonlighting for runes immediately.
Finds Sip here with a lasso. 33 with a follow-up.
Nice burrow.
Did they actually kill the Wisp,
Oh,
though?
overgrowth?
They need a little bit more. Another defensive disruption.
Like, Ace doesn't know what to do with himself. Like, do I focus IO? Do I run? Do I hide?
Yeah,
And now
the
he's left
tree armor
alone.
keeps him
He's,
up.
like, isolated.
It's like he can't handle the slows as well. And now he gets stunned. It'll be another kill onto Ace.
I actually did see this game, and I remember now. Yeah, 33 canceled his epicenter there, so he gets a really nice stun off, and it looks really good for NIP, but a lot of their damage output is still this epicenter, especially with the Veil, so they don't end up killing either hero. And then Ace overcommits a little, and they shrine up and turn.
Oof. All right,
Yeah.
win probability, 65.
Still pretty high.
Yeah. Dota plus knows. So yeah, OG's just going to come down and crush you to tier 1.
All right, another dive down bottom, this time on to NIP.
Miss Sand King stun, unfortunately.
That's a BKB from Fada. Not going to make a difference, though.
This is where the game starts to feel really hard, because you need to kill IO, but you also don't have the damage to kill IO. And then you just get shackled.
And chain stun.
Yep.
This has just been that slow bleed. It feels like a pick off. Okay,
Yeah.
now it's a 4v5, so OG a little more confident.
Yeah, at
and then
this
they
point,
pick
it's
off
just
one
chain
more.
feeding.
Yeah.
Like, your Slark's dead. You really have no business dying, but
And it's bottom tier 2 when you're playing Radiant.
yeah.
Yeah, when you think about it, OG's draft can fight at any time, right? They almost have no cooldowns that are too big or they need to fight. Io can fight anytime, Axe can fight anytime, Moon Ranger as well, whereas NIP, they have Epicenter, Lasso, Moonlight Shadow.
Just playing around focus
If
fire,
they lose one
cooldown.
fight, yeah, if they lose one fight, they have to take like a minute break at least.
Yeah, and this is where OG, they're just 5k down, but they know Sand King is dead, and they've hit
Feeling
their
the siege
timing.
creep, dude.
Yep.
Oh god.
Keeping it alive.
They jump to E2, which is probably the best target.
Force the Sand King buyback. Like, the IO has less than 10k net worth, but it feels like he's got like 15k.
Yeah. The other problem with this IO is you kill him, and then most of the time you're just going to buy back and reload right back in. And you have to do it all over again.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Spectre in a way, right?
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
show up to the fight.
Exactly what I was thinking. It always feels bad when you see a Slark that starts the game with so much momentum and then he dies a couple times and now he's just like evened the pack.
Yeah.
That's like, I don't know where Ace goes.
When
from
at this
here.
point, especially when your items are Shadowblade, Echo Saber, you feel really bad.
Yeah.
You're not solo killing anyone on the map at this point.
It's like Bowie said, what do you buy next? You feel obligated to get the BKB. It still doesn't feel good against Axe. If you don't get the BKB, you're still victim to everything else.
Yeah. It's a really hard game for him at this point.
And it's crazy because the fact that there is a carry, like if you think about Ace, he probably played a ton of games of Dota, but how many games of Dota against a carry IO did he play? Like I think his skill build kind of killed him with the Shadowblade Echo Saber, because that's the price of a BKB.
Yeah.
If he knew the Axe was like...
I don't even know if BKB helps though, for all the reasons.
Really?
said earlier. I feel like you just need to get really farmed and right click.
Well, they find PPD again. But I think the point you were making, Bowie, it's like not knowing how difficult that Wisp will be to kill. That was one of the disasters where he gets the Shadow Blade, goes into the jungle, and they turn on him. You know, if that went the other way, this game could look a little bit different.
Or the other death in the OG Shrine, where he just overcommits again, Disruption comes in. But yeah, the fact that the Epicenter was...
You know, OG just hit their timing, and they got the one nice pick when Ace overextended, and I don't think NIP has been 5 heroes alive since then.
That's true. Yeah, like 2 or 3 minutes.
You might actually be right. It's just been the PPD death time.
So who dies now? Who's
we'll
who's purple? Batrider. Oh,
Batrider.
Batrider, he's done. He's dead. He's gone. Saxa, get out of there, mate.
But no, this is just OG. You know, they hit their timing, they know they're strong, and they will just keep running at you. And if you're there to kill, they're going to kill you.
And when you've got one hero dead or two heroes dead all the time, like your bottom lane is naturally just shoving in, you can't defend top, mid lane's getting pushed, OG just clearing out waves.
So OG just has taken control of the shrine now off the PPD kill. They're going to start cutting mid and top creep wave, and keep looking to fight as 5.
And they've already like dewarded half their jungle. So it's so much easier to have these Treant, Shadow Demon, Axe play Fog and have that counter initiation sort of from a hidden position. So if NIP want to go, like, if NIP see a hero top lane pushing out and they think, right, they're showing alone, but they don't know where the other 4 heroes are, it's so difficult to go and make that catch.
Yeah. NIP is actually going to get control of their own jungle back here, though. I'm actually not sure why OG left. They felt strong.
Bounty runes.
Yeah. They do have all of their ults on NIP now, so that's the strongest they can be.
They're going to get the jump on the sub here. And that's the
fight. BKB's pop. They might lose the Shadow Demon first, but the disruption's there. Seb chasing down the Bat Rider.
Short reload.
Oh. Looks like it's going to be OG's fight after all. They get the Bat.
And now Tether Wind Ranger go back in.
Mirana soon to lose that BKB. Buyback on the Bat Rider now. Another relocate back.
PPD walks into the middle of 4 of them like, guys, we've got to fight.
Ace still sustaining for now, but NIP in full retreat.
I think PPD kept the Slark alive there.
Nice blink out.
All right, PPD lives. Wow.
Almost no one dies. Oh,
they catch the Slark, though, so that's the big one.
Thompson caught Slark. I saw this one. He made 1,015 gold just now.
Oh, yeah, someone did the maths on that, right?
10-15.
Yeah.
We get the recap?
Because it was a solo kill, so the gold wasn't shared.
Yeah, almost all the gold earned in that fight, and EXP goes straight to Thompson.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So now he's probably going to have that Ags level 20. He does, but
and nearly a
his
Lincoln.
next item's coming out. So
yeah, dude.
Yeah. And once he finishes his Lincolns, it's really hard to initiate on him. Like most of the initiation, aside from arrow, just gets stopped.
JRX making some space here. Team inside Roche. Are they going to be able to do it in time? Definitely not.
They do it the stomp.
3-3 wants in real bad.
Yeah, they don't have Slark again, though.
They don't have ultimates either.
They should just be playing to push them out of the Roche pit. Their Slark's going to spawn up before the tree does, and then they can play again. They also don't have their lasso, their epicenter. They're pretty weak.
This is ET's bread and butter, man. King of the Roche pit, delaying that stuff.
Especially when you play on Radiant. You just get to stand
Bat
next to
Rider
a
ET
shrine.
is insane to rush against.
Yeah.
I guess even Sand King's pretty good around the Roche pit, too.
Yeah. You can see PVD actually place, I think it's 5 sentries on this left jungle side to get control again. But OG still has a ward on the high ground.
There's Lincoln. Okay.
All right.
Thompson's officially farmed.
Yeah, and this hero is really scary now. It's almost permanently is running around invisible at 650 move speed and will kill you.
With 2,500 HP and some pretty ridiculous damage out there.
Yeah.
He's the full package.
It's pretty strong. And then, as we'll see, Io did finish his heart.
Here we go.
So Io now will tether you and heal you to full in about 2 seconds. And if he tethers the Wind Ranger, he runs around also at 658 move speed.
So insane. It gives him so much survivability just as like a standalone item. 3,500 HP right now.
Yep.
And then it gives you the power to just instant saves.
He also, I believe, took the Armor Talon at level 20. Yeah.
Okay.
So his EHP, when he completes Heart, hits level 20, just triples.
Yeah, that's insane. So this hero is just all about the timings. That's what I'm learning from this game is know your timings if you're playing a carry IO.
Using Relocate just to shove side lane. That was so sick.
I mean, the cooldown was pretty short, right? 50
Yeah.
seconds, and he doesn't even use it that much to fight.
You got to get your farm on, dude. Yeah, he's the one that starts the fights.
Pseudo Furion.
And we've got double MKB now for NIP.
Okay.
Slark and Mirana have completed it.
We must kill the Wind Ranger.
Nice jump on PVD though.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Where's the rest of NIP? They're just giving up.
The Io just hasn't been hit. So
Counter
there it is.
lasso.
Now Heart's turned off.
All right, they just try to spread out. They'll lose PPD. Anyone else going to come in here? No stragglers?
Oh, no, he already shadow danced. That's so bad.
With the Thomases.
Might still be good.
Going on
NIP
the
still
high.
acting like they want to fight this.
They're gonna
33
damage.
jumps back in.
If the Slark comes back, I don't think
They do pick up the kill onto No Tail.
Look at the pings on Anna.
I'm surprised NIP are still committed to this fight, but the Wind Ranger just barely lives. 100 HP. Thompson will scoot away.
Living armor poggies.
Yep. Living armor keeps him up. Then Io with the tether, and he's going to kill the fool in about 4 seconds here.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at that.
Yeah.
All right.
You can see NIP just use every spell they have. They hit a bunch of heroes with them, but they can't kill anything.
We see the recap again. I'm curious about the damage done here.
Yeah, it's actually way more than OG, but it doesn't matter.
Like, OG is mostly just keep my team alive through the damage, and NIP is trying to kill them.
And that's crazy, right? Because usually you would say that that's not great for Slark, because he keeps on hitting and getting stronger, but he just cannot fight.
That is the issue with his build too, though, is you can't really keep hitting.
You can't do
build
guerrilla
is more-
tactics.
Yeah. Oh, but he does get the pick off here.
Usually you're like, oh, I'm going to code embrace this target. Slark's not going to kill it. But
Shackle on the 2.
Easy setup. Fada and Saxa in the grave.
They both done a buyback.
The chat wheels are the most important part of that, though.
It's definitely roast for OG.
And
And
it's
if
gotta
you
feel
couldn't
good.
kill him once, I don't know how you're killing him twice.
Yeah. It's got to feel good for OG to have that Seb line. It feels like that was just like made for them to taunt with, you know?
Yeah.
Especially when he's playing Axe as well, right?
Yeah. I think he actually did it once this game. Seb goes in and taunts, and Jerax just drops Seb. Of course, his is like 6 seconds long.
nice.
It's the new meta, man. How to demoralize your opponents.
And you can see a lot of lines getting drawn on the map by Jerax. Probably either saying take over this area or they're in this area.
So at this point, you want to try and like get on the plateau area, like the southwest of the bottom Radiant Shrine, so you can play off into
at this
mid and
point,
bot.
OG knows there's 2 heroes dead. Even if they buy back, they're going to take an advantageous fight. They have the Aegis, they have their timing. Like the Axe finishes BKB before that last fight. There's really nothing else they need to play this game. So their goal is just to find the enemy.
Is there a light at the end of the tunnel for NIP right now? Like, if you were the coach in this game and you could jump in Z-Freak, is it like what do you tell him to do? I'm having trouble seeing the options.
Slark needs to use Midas about 60 more times.
Like the high ground defense isn't that like it's pretty good, right?
Slark needs like Scotty Satanic AC or something. Just really tanky and eventually get enough stacks to win the game. But
They're just in
pretty
full
hard.
survival mode at this point.
Yeah. Either that or, you know, some Ags bat into your tier 4s on an ET
Into
ult.
Fountain.
Like, you know,
Wow, those are some
there's-
dire straits right there.
It's hard because when you're NIP, you know, you take that team fight and no one died. And, you know, occasionally it got close.
You didn't even take Aegis.
Like, Thompson did.
Oh, sorry, like you didn't
Yeah,
remove
yeah.
it from it. Like
Yeah,
NIP didn't kill it.
Yeah.
So like Thompson lived with like 50 HP. So, you know, you might feel okay about that fight, but in reality you weren't close. But I don't know if they know that.
Wolfie boy.
Sure, it didn't feel good using all of their abilities and not getting anything but a support kill.
Yeah.
We got an Alpha Wolf mixed in as well for even more damage on the side of OG.
Yeah, Thompson just runs around on the high ground. They actually can't initiate on him. They have no method of doing it. I don't think a back can for staffing.
We still got Aegis for like 2.5, 3 minutes, right?
Yeah. So the problem is you can't break the Lincolns without using your force staff, and then he's just going to get banished, and he has an Aegis anyway. So it's really hard to initiate on Thompson when he's on your high ground. And this is OG. They just take the tier 3 and they back off and go to take the important area of the map, take the shrine.
Methodical control of the map. They've got the net worth lead now. The Shrine will make it that much more.
There
we used
are
to
a
see
lot of teams that would have stayed bottom.
Yeah.
We would have stayed bottom.
Like we used to see a lot of teams, like if you see OG moving like to top shrine, you'd go to your bottom shrine and just set up, hoping they would come and take your other shrine.
Yeah. It looks like NIP's actually trying to do that.
Try and mirror the movement
Yeah.
and hope they come to you.
They have this gem on the Slark, so they have pretty solid intel that OG doesn't have vision in their jungle. So they're able to play there.
Shadow Blade now on the axe. Okay.
BKB Wind Ranger.
Does he? Yeah, he's
He's coming out in
real hard
Korea.
to kill.
Yeah.
That's a problem. The hero just does so much damage as well. And then we haven't really been talking about it, but IO25 will eventually just attack when Wind Ranger attacks. And, you know, that's...
With Maelstrom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when the damage doubles.
Oh, here we go, a jump.
Okay.
Nice pick onto Jerax.
That's a gem too.
And then?
But they unable to take it.
Will they find more, though? OG pretty committed to this fight. No Tail lives as they turn onto Fada. Buyback from the tree end. They also bring down 33.
It's a great jump from Seb. I think he got the Mirana and the Sand King in it.
The dunk mid burrow strike.
Oh, no buyback on the Sand King. Oh, it's going to be a straight 4v5 at best to try to make this defense.
OG's just going to walk to the pipe and hit buildings. Yeah. At this point, Bat still can't really do anything.
Well, he's going to get caught outside of the base now. That forces the buyback onto Sand King.
Dominating performance.
Of course, Bat does fall. Now Ace, also pretty far out of the base, does use the ultimate to try and survive. Still very low.
The orb slow.
Oh no,
They
the
find
bounce.
him. Oh, Seb is just
That
on
was a
point.
great link from the X.
Yeah.
Wow, well this one's falling apart fast for NIP.
I'm not really sure what they could have done differently once OG hit their timing. I think once the items were what they were, yeah, IO's 25 now, so they can do whatever they want.
They're just going to end. This is actually whatever you want. You guys done with this game? You want to just end it? Yeah, sure, why not?
No, there's some fun fountain diving that happens at the end.
Oh, who's role playing as OG?
Yeah, exactly. Well, they get the first tier 4. Now the buybacks come. Okay, there's the lasso. Another disruption. Reset things a little bit.
They rooted the epicenter Sand King.
Yep. I'm just watching Ace in these fights, and you're so right, Gary. He can't do anything. He's looking for a target, and then once he realizes he's in too deep, he just dies.
Like he shadow dances to survive, leaps away to survive, and he still gets chased down by the
Yeah.
or the shadow poison or whatever stacking up on him.
Free regrow there. Keeps the Mirana alive.
Yeah, at this point in
but,
the game, OG's just saying
Yeah.
that's it. The ultra kill for Ana. GG. Wow. Well, a number of core Wisp games, of course, throughout this group stage. This just one of them, but was super interesting to see how far ahead NIP were. You know, this wasn't just a stomp the entire game. Like NIP had pretty good control of the lanes. The beginning of the mid game looked all right, and then all of a sudden, the timings came, and NIP